Good evening. Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome back. We are here to recap Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 9, From the White House to Key West. Good evening, Auntie Diva.
Hey,
How
not
you
from the
doing?
White House to Key West. They so messy.
So messy. And why are we going to Key West, of all places to go? Like, Married to Medicine budget must have been low this season because
Um,
Key West for a couples trip, normally they go out of the country normally, or they, go outside of the United States, even if it's like Mexico, even though they're still apart, but like normally
I
it's
know
something,
what you mean. They
this,
on a budget. Or they burnt their bridges at all the other places because they too much with the foolery.
look, not the brokies. I said, Lord, Married to Medicine ain't got no money, or they had to pay Phaedra so much they couldn't go out the country this year. But
Oh shoot,
I
maybe
don't know. But
they had to pay Faye.
Faye, welcome everybody. I hope you are enjoying this week. I know it's been a rough week for some of us, but we are here. I know we're a little late, but we're back, and we are recapping Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 9. We are headed to DC. It's been a pretty good season so far. How you feeling thus far? We about halfway through. We on episode 9.
I'm liking it. I do. Some people don't, but I do like. Phaedra is Phaedra. And I think nobody tells the truth on reality TV, or they alter the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So for what it is, Phaedra's Phaedra, and I liked her on Married to Medicine, even though she wasn't married to medicine or dating medicine. But hey, neither is Quad. Quad used to be married to medicine. I guess that's why she counts. But I am liking it so far.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. It's been pretty good so far. I think this this episode and this up and coming episode is really going to shake us up, and it's going to determine, for me personally, how I'm going to carry out the next, the rest of this season. As we kind of see going forward that Phaedra is going to leave the show, she's not in tune with these mean girls, but we're not going to jump too far ahead. We're going to, stick in episode 9 and get right into this. So if you want to start off, you can. If you want me to, just let me know.
Oh, well, you can hop in. But I'll do the little. I like the little. We said this about Married to Medicine before. How we like when they do these little snippets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love it because it opens up with Dr. Simone in her office, and she's like, "Who got this? Who bought these new pads? I don't like it." Right? They was like, "We like it," so she said, "Okay, I guess I gotta like it." Then they showed Dr. Contessa talking about she wants some Botox. I don't know. As a doctor, pumping this stuff in your body is a little ironic to me. Listen, whatever is doing, you pumping something into your body, and I'm like, just grow old gracefully. Is it really that serious? Because you got some crinklies in between here, and nobody sees it until you frown up your face. Like, this is stupid. But anyway, she wants her Botox. Get your Botox, and I guess you got to promote it because that is the clinic that they have, giving these different things out or whatever. So I guess you're gonna promote your own product. But I'll take a pass on it. But hey, and then I think too, once you start getting that stuff, I think it's no end. I think you always gonna have to. I feel like my glasses are crooked. I feel like you always gonna have to, get it or whatever the case may be, right? So that was that. Then you had Sweet Tea with the new doctor at her house, and Sweet Tea talking about she's still throwing out stuff from when Quad was in the house.
Why?
That part.
Where have you been the past 2 years, ma'am? What have you been doing the past 2 years? Why are we just now throwing stuff out? But
why are we just now throwing stuff out? And me personally, I mean, I get it, but I would have said to my husband, we need to move anyway. This is your old memories with your ex-wife. We got to move, but whatever, that would have been me. And then, it's always Toya. It's always cute seeing a scene with Toya, Eugene, and the kids. I think her kids are absolutely, like, they're handsome, they're adorable, whatever word you want to use. It's they're a good looking family. They are a really good looking family. I love them together. it was just fun seeing them. And listen, little man said he don't want to go to the dance because that's not his gig. That's not his gig. But his brother died him out. His brother died him out and say he ain't got no date. That's why he don't want to go. The brothers, the siblings always selling the business. They always selling the business. Yeah, it's like don't do that, okay? And then I guess I'll go ahead and add. Well, should I add this one too? I add this part, and then you can chime in. When we go to Dr. Jackie's, and she invites Dr. Heavenly over, and she told her, "Listen, I got an invite to the White House, and I could bring one other doctor, and I decided to bring Dr. Simone. I figured it'd be nice to have another OBGYN there." And Dr. Heavenly looking like, "Wow, okay, so you invite me over to tell me you." And then she said, "Surprise, you're coming." Child, one thing I can say about Dr. Jackie, she keep it clean. She don't drink. She exercise. She drank that water, and she made some mocktails.
Yeah.
She made some mocktails. Dr. Jackie definitely preserves that body well, and she's very into the health and fitness, even though she's giving everybody the drugs to lose weight, the Ozempic and all that. But she's into the health and fitness. But Dr. Jackie is a walking contradiction anyway. But anywho, she is.
Girl, oh my God,
she's a walking contradiction. But Jackie is Jackie, and it was a cute scene. And I never seen the back of her house like that. That she got a nice house. Well, all of them really have nice houses on this show, but she got a nice house. I never, we saw the inside. We never really got to see the outside, and it's pretty cool. I like it. So those scenes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I know Jackie just kind of finished up her backyard. I know down through the years that she's had the house, she's been kind of working on it and things like that. So it's turned out really, really beautiful. I know her and Curtis kind of bought a house on that land and then knocked it down and started all over. So they did an excellent job with building their home. I love it gives the White House, in the color of a sense, the White House is big and grand and beautiful. So I really, really do like their house. Contessa, you don't need Botox, so please stop, ma'am. Just leave the face alone. Don't be like some of the girls out here that you done so much work that we can't even recognize you no more. So leave it alone. She's already very thin and skinny, so we don't need nothing else to make you look awkward and weird. Toya and the boys, Toya she just loves being into her boys' lives. I think Toya wants her children to be just like her, popular, in tune with everybody, and everybody knowing her and her knowing everybody. Okay. I see that from their oldest son, Avery, that he's very in tune, very popular, very about it. Ashton seems very laid back like Eugene. Eugene did say that he was the class king of his 27 class, student class. And he said that he didn't need Toya to be popular. He was popular all by himself. Okay. Toya did say that, Eugene was not her type, when she first started off in high school, but in the high school, she would have picked him up and made him somebody. Okay. And it looks like that's what she still did. She picked Eugene up and made him somebody, and is still pressing for him to be somebody. And I think that's what I try to take away from Toya in regards to her and Eugene's relationship, is that she's constantly pushing Eugene to be better and to do better, I guess. Even though I feel that Eugene already has such high standards anyways, in my opinion, but I feel like she's just always helping to push him towards the goals that he really does want out of life. And I respect that from, their relationship. In my opinion, you always do want a spouse that's pushing you and, trying to get you to your next destination, if you may. So I love that about them. Ashton said he's busy. He don't have time. That's not his thing. Let Avery have the 5, 6, 7 girlfriends. They did go over with the boys, don't touch these girls things like that. And I love that we are showing that, we're raising our gentlemen to be gentlemen, be respectful. Don't do anything out of line. They did say they had a situation where one of the students was caught in the janitor's closet. Eugene said, I wish y'all would let me get a call like that, because he going back to his daddy's roots. Okay, his dad was a corrections officer in the prison, and so he said his dad was very strict. We seen a couple of years back when Toya's dad came, he's very laid back, very cool dad, dap you up, all of that. So I just love the Harris family. They are really, really a highlight of this show. That I was concerned about them a couple of seasons ago, especially when the boys kept saying that they were arguing a lot. So I was really, really worried. So I'm glad that they were able to pull through. Heavenly and Jackie, I guess I'm just gonna have to settle into this friendship and really realize that they are for real that friendship, I guess. It was very telling to me how jealous Heavenly is.
Still. Oh, you just not realize that?
Well, no, that's why I said still.
Okay.
Still of Simone and Jackie's relationship. And I don't understand why she would think that Jackie would not invite Simone, being an OBGYN. You're a dentist. So it would make the most sense to invite an OBGYN. Later on in a couple of scenes later, Curtis and Jackie were getting ready to go. And Jackie said, well, had I known you wanted to go, I would have invited you. Ma'am, you going to the White House, one of the most prestigious places in the United States to some, and you didn't think to ask your husband if he wanted to go?
Well, you know why, but he don't go nowhere else with her.
Well, and that's why Jackie was in the situation she was in a couple of years ago, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, but that ain't her fault. He don't go nowhere else with her. Was he at the Met Gala?
I don't think so. But if I keep asking and begging for your attention, am I going to show up after everything to me, my personal opinion.
He could have left, though.
And that's the truth. She should have left him. I really do believe that.
He could have left too. He could have left too. Yeah. So it's a two-way street. I do believe Jackie really loves Curtis. Listen, we got to be realistic. He does. Let me tell you something. We got to be realistic here. At the end of the day, my husband is the breadwinner. I can't be telling my husband, don't work the hours, but yet I want to have this lifestyle, right? You as a doctor, you got to chart. If she don't chart, she will get sued. So you knew what you signed up for. You signed up for this wife, right? And it's interesting to me how the woman could sacrifice for a man's career all the time, but you don't want to sacrifice for hers. But you like the lifestyle though. So Curtis, I think, is team too much. And Curtis, I think, is for the streets, been for the streets. And he never really liked Jackie like that because he knew Jackie wanted to have a child. And because he already had children, he didn't give a darn. But Jackie stayed there for that. So I can't blame it all on Curtis, but Jackie stayed there for that. And she even was willing to adopt, and he was like, no. He was like, no. Yeah. Curtis is a piece of work. But you know what? She loved Curtis. I think she feel like, I'm this age, this is it, he's it, whatever the case may be. No, Curtis I would have released him to the streets after the TMZ caught him in the whole airport. Now, where they do that at? As your wife on TV, TMZ and none of them, they don't ever sleep. Okay, they don't never sleep. So, and you going on a trip with some chick? No, if you cheat and you gotta hide, you gotta be in the dark. Meet me around the corner, girl.
I need you around the way, girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow the horn twice, and then you're gonna know to come out, and it's me
screaming, not beep beep too.
I'm trying to tell you.
But yes, the jealousy is very strong. You can, I feel, based off of the things that Heavenly was saying in her confessional, she does things for something to be done for her in return. And I just don't, I'm not the type of person that does things to look for something in return, and I feel that's how she thinks friendships work. Yeah. And I just, it don't work. It don't sit well with me. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But, at the end of the day, she was invited to the trip, like you said. So her, Simone, and Jackie are going to be going to the White House, to speak on mother and the mortality rate, of them, in the birthing stage. So going into the next scene, Phaedra is on her date with Shaq. Now, Phaedra met Shaq at Letitia's speed dating event, okay? And so, Phaedra comes in, and so, Shaq says he has a nice gift for her. He pulls out some flowers. Phaedra said, "Oh, I love flowers. Thank you so much." And so, Phaedra's just doing her due, being young. Girl, listen, if that ain't somebody that's young spirited, I don't know who is, okay? And I love it for Phaedra. Go, girl. So, Shaq asks, so tell me about you. Tell me a little bit more. I've been really, looking to learn more about you. I love your smile. You seem like a fun person. Well, Phaedra says she's got many jobs. She's a funeral director. She's a mortician, but her main job is a lawyer. Okay. And, that's what she does. Shaq shares that he does know, Phaedra's ex, Apollo. And he's familiar with Apollo's wife as well. And so, Phaedra said, "Well, are y'all friends? Like, do y'all hang out?" He was like, "No, but when I see them, I speak to them. They speak to me. We keep it cordial." Phaedra said that they're in a good place. Apollo got remarried. She's doing her thing. She does not want to be married. She just wants to have fun, enjoy herself, and live her best life, okay? So Phaedra said, "Listen, do you? I respect transparency. Thank you for being honest." That was pretty much the gist of that scene. Phaedra just wants to be happy. She doesn't want to be married anymore. She is used to normally dating white guys, but she's trying out something new. This gentleman is originally from Africa, but he lived in Paris. And so, she's just trying to see what she can get out of this relationship and just have a little fun, maybe someone to take on a couples trip with her. So that was that scene. Anything on that?
Well, yeah. So you know what? Phaedra know how to do what she got to do, right? You got to give it to her. She know how to produce a scene, okay?
Mhm.
She was like, "Oh, they need me to have a man. Let me find me a man." Boom, here he is, okay? Nice tall dude from wherever he's from, and they chatting it up, and he just happened to know the ex. Ain't that some wild mess right there? But I thought it was a cute scene for what it was. Do I, for 1.2 seconds, believe that this was a real date or it's going to be some relationship? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I do think but this what happens when you sign up to do reality TV. I do think that they go too far sometimes with some things. Like I think they play too much with Sweet Tea, Letitia. I think bringing Apollo in the mix of this situation. I think they was playing games, playing in Phaedra face. But this what happens when you sign up for reality TV. But that whole little scene, he's a nice looking guy, but it was highly produced, and it is what it is.
I expect nothing more from Phaedra, so that's why I just waited for what it is.
Right.
I can see her maybe having a little fun with him, spending his money, if he got any. That's about all I can see.
That's spending his funds.
Listen, Phaedra said when she go out, the only thing that she wants you to do is pay for her and whatever she pick up. Okay, now those was Phaedra's words, not mine. Boop. So
listen,
pay for it.
Listen, you know what you're getting into when you go with a Phaedra, and if you don't,
and if you don't,
right,
your dumb fault.
Shame on you. Right,
shame on you. There you go. So Simone and Jackie, they are out. Well, excuse me. Simone is outside waiting on Jackie to pull up. They are getting ready to head to DC to go officially to the White House, meet Vice President Kamala Harris, and to be a part of these ceremony that will be speaking on female mortality. Okay. So, Simone is out in the driveway asking Cecil, "Are you proud of me? I'm going to meet the vice president. Did you ever think your wife would do such a thing?" And Cecil's out there being supportive. You know what? Pause. I love this season as well, how supportive Cecil is being of Simone. I can tell excuse me, that Cecil has really, really stepped up, and he's trying to do his best to be that husband that Simone has been asking for and desiring. And I think that's one thing that I would love to rub off on Curtis and Jackie. I want Curtis, because it needs to be a step up on both sides. I want both of them to step up and be supportive of one another. It doesn't seem like Jackie is very supportive of anything Curtis got going on, and it doesn't seem like Curtis is very supportive of anything Jackie going on. But that's what I love about Simone and Cecil. I feel like they're really trying after everything that they have been through, in their relationship, especially with the friend being, involved in whatever was going on with that, Tammy. So, Jackie pulls up, they get in the truck, they're headed out. They get to the airport. Heavenly meets them at the airport. The ladies get to DC. They land. And so we're going into the next day that it's time for them to head to the White House. So the ladies, they're sitting at the table in their blue dresses and suits. Jackie comes out and, she says, listen, we here. It's time. 50, 60 years ago, there were no Black people allowed in the White House unless they were servants, working in the presidential offices and, cleaning and doing things like that. Today, we can walk in as bosses, powerhouses, vice presidents, congresswomen, all sorts of things. And this is such an honor and a privilege. Now, Jackie is a little concerned about Heavenly because sometimes we don't know if we can take Heavenly into those rooms that require decorum. So she had to break the rules down to Heavenly. You can't be going in here asking people, what's your number? Put your number in here. You can't be in here going in here calling people bitches and twitches and snitches and everything else. No. This is a formal place where you got to act like you got some decorum and some sense. So they had to let Heavenly get all her cussing out and everything else. They hop in the truck. They head to the White House. They are sitting in on this conversation with Chrissy Teigen, it was, I believe, and Kamala Harris. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They sat in on that conversation. They seemed like they really enjoyed that conversation. After that, they were able to go meet Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala greeted Jackie first and said, it's such a pleasure for you to be here. Thank you for joining me. They hugged, took pictures, and then Simone and Heavenly came in. They hugged and took pictures, and that was pretty much the gist of that scene. So your thoughts and opinions on that?
So Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone get this unique and amazing opportunity to go to the White House to see the first female vice president there ever was, Kamala Harris. And they look tragic. Their outfits were tragic. Tragic.
Wait, because I wasn't ready.
Tragic. I was like, what the heck? This is Royaire. I was like, no, this ain't so. Say this ain't the day. Say they prepping for the day. They just talking. Say this is not the day. They not filming because this is tragic. And I'm talking. You see, Jackie has it together. I'm talking from Jackie to Simone and to Dr. Heavenly. Now, Dr. Heavenly in the event, she's sitting like a gangster. She like this. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, is this for real right now? This is the White House. This is the VP. This is an important subject. And she's sitting there like she bored like this. I was like, what in the heck? Okay. Jackie's suit, I don't know what material that was, but it was not her best moment. And Jackie can dress sometimes. Like I'm like, Jackie, what was
Jackie
that?
Shows up and shows out in the outfits now, for sure.
That was horrific. The material.
I don't expect anything more from Simone and Heavenly, but Jackie, I definitely expected more for sure.
Yeah, the material was wrong, and then they try to pretend like all of them just happened to be in that color. Y'all got an F. It was an epic fail. Simone at best looked like she was going to Sunday service with the dress on. Dr. Heavenly, I don't know what that mess she had on. And Dr. Jackie, it was just horrific. It was horrible. And then they had the nerve to be posting and taking pictures.
How was she sitting, Diva? How was she sitting? How was she sitting?
Go back and look. I swear to goodness, like a gangster. I'm telling you, you so silly. You so fool. You a fool. It was ridiculous. And she looked bored. I was like, what the heck is going on? Then they let them in there first and sit down. They looked at horrible. I said, these outfits are tragic. What? It was horrible, Royaire. I said, this is a joke right now. They get this opportunity, and you get this show on TV, and they allowed you to show it on your reality show, and this is how y'all show up.
Phaedra,
if I would have had to break my piggy bank and dumping the coins out my wallet and calling all my family and friends for a donation, I'm about to go to the White House. You don't get you a stylist? Child, I would have been so sharp in there coming next to the VP. That's a picture. That's historic, Royaire.
Historic, yeah.
Now, Simone don't have the grandbabies yet. But this is for your grandbabies and them. You got to see the VP, the female VP. And you looking horrible. The face beat wasn't even right. It was terrible. I said,
in the words of Phaedra, she would never with these type of bitches.
Child. I said, this is an epic fail. Come on, this is the picture of a lifetime. This is historic. This is classic. It's Kamala Harris.
The first female vice president.
Female vice
president. Of color.
And we doing this right here. I said, no, well, I had to freeze the TV, boy. I said, hit pause because
not a moment of silence.
I had a moment of silence. Listen, I had to have a moment of silence. I said, this not the day. This not the day that they go in the White House, is it? Yeah, I had a whole moment of silence. It was tragic. It was tragic, Royaire. Tragic. Okay. Come on. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Child.
Tragic.
Yes, it was.
It was. Yeah, I was like, okay, well,
I couldn't give none of them was above the other. They all was in the gutter with their outfits. Dr. Jackie, Heavenly, and even Heavenly's hair. Like it was.
I hated it. Yeah, it was
horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
It was giving baps.
And it didn't even make because she was sitting like this. I was like, what the?
Not dude. All righty. That was a good laugh. So we move into the ladies, or excuse me, we move into the next little pocket scenes. Toya and Eugene are packing their clothes, getting ready for Key West. They just having a little conversation. Jackie and Curtis, they're packing their clothes. Jackie, like I said, she said the White House was amazing. Had I known you wanted to go, I would have let you know. Curtis said he would have just wanted to be golfing and hanging out with Biden. So, he glad that he didn't go anyways. Look, Curtis didn't even care about the calls. He just wanted to go.
Curtis, he's a whole disappointment all the way around.
Oh my God. Simone. Yes, Simone and Cecil, they have gone ahead a little earlier from everybody else. They are hoping that this trip is going to be very positive. They are hoping that everyone comes, that they can work out their issues. We can leave it in Key West and go back home, to a better, positive environment and moving on. We have Contessa and Scott. They're getting their fits together. Contessa found a little outfit for Heavenly. She said it's chaotic, just like her. So she said she's going to take it and gift it to Heavenly. Scott says he just wants everybody to play nice, including Contessa. Play nice in the sandbox. Don't throw no sand, okay? Heavenly and Damon are also getting ready as well. And so, Damon is asking, who's coming, and Heavenly says everybody's coming, including the new crew, Mimi and Steve. She says she's also talked to Apollo as well, and she wants to invite Apollo to the event. She feels that, Apollo and Phaedra have divorced, and they could be a learning lesson for, those in the group who are divorced, aka Quad and Greg. She said it seems like that Phaedra and Apollo are really in a great place, and so they can teach some things to the people. Well, Damon says, well, listen, I'll be back. Everything will be packed, by the time I get back. And so she said, well, bye. And so she go ahead and calls Phaedra because she has not cleared it yet from Phaedra whether or not Phaedra feels comfortable with Apollo coming. So she calls Phaedra. She says, oh, girl, my boobs look big, don't they? And said, Phaedra said, yeah, they do, girl. What's up? And so she says, well, listen, I talked down, at Damon's office to Apollo, and I invited him, on our couples trip. And so I said, I wanted to call you and make sure it was okay because, you and Apollo are divorced and we have some divorced people in the group. And I think it would be a great learning experience, for everybody to learn how to get along after being divorced and being remarried. I think y'all can be a great example. And how do you feel? And Phaedra said, well, I mean, me and Apollo are in a good place, so if that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. Now, in Phaedra's confessional, she felt a little different because she really didn't know whether or not she felt comfortable with Apollo being there. But hey, y'all want to play games? Phaedra's up for all the foolery, okay? So Greg and Letitia, they're getting packed and ready. And so, Letitia shares that, you ready for this couples trip? Your ex-wife is going to be there. And he says, oh, Lord, I don't think I want to come. I don't think I'm coming. He says, Letitia says, well, it's a couples trip. You have to come. We are Salt and Savory. You can't leave. I can't come without you. It ain't going to work. Greg says, me and Quadra, have not, really been in a nice place since we've been divorced. I don't know how that's going to work out, but, I'm going to go, try to be as comfortable as possible and let everything be what it's going to be. He said that he ain't going to worry about it. Letitia says she just here, she want her boo to be with her. So we're going. Quad, moves into packing King's clothes, and so she asked King, are you looking forward to it? He said, it seems like it's going to be what it's going to be. And so, she said, I am a little concerned because my ex is going to be there. Are you? And he said, why do I need to be concerned? Are you concerned? She was like, hell no, I ain't concerned. It is what it is. We're going to go do what we can do. Now, I was confused with Quad because you contradicted yourself. Now, you said you was worried about your husband being there, but then when King asked you were you concerned, then all of a sudden you're not concerned. Pick an emotion and stick with it, Quad. Let us know what it's going to be. Either you're going to like this man or you're not. Either you're going to get along with him or you're not. You're going to let him go or you're not. Like, pick a side and stay on it and move on. Stop being so focused on what Greg's got going on, who he with and what he doing and how. Stop. Focus on you before you lose your man, your Rolls Royce, and your house. Stop it. Those were those little clips if you want to go over those.
The packing, like I always said, I like the little pockets, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, little English Rose. I appreciate that. Okay. So, listen, Quad is pressed. I think the worst thing for an ex to see, if you're not mature, you're not over the person, is to see your ex has not only moved on, but they moved on, they got somebody, they married, and they're happy. Yeah. And the friend group is actually getting to see a relationship that thrives. I think that is a thorn in Quad's side. Yes. I think she could talk whatever mess she want to talk, but I really think she has an issue with the fact that, Greg has moved on and he's actually happy. I think Quad, because she's always bringing him up. If it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. And I like the way they had to back up the footage and show how, Quad was trying to hug Greg the last season.
You mind if I give him a hug? You mind if I just grab his neck? Grab his neck? We don't do that with exes. If anything, we can dap each other up and keep it pushing.
That part.
They don't even have to speak. And that's my confusion about their relationship. They don't even have kids together, Diva. It would be one thing if they had like children together, something that was, keeping them intact. Y'all have nothing and you still pressed about this man.
That part. So it's like she wanted everybody to see him, even the world, to see him as a monster that could never recover. Mm-hmm. And so people, at least me, I'm like, okay, well, now I'm seeing a different side of Greg. I'm seeing, you know, this side where when you're loved, how love can come out of you, right? And Sweet Tea loves her Greg, point blank in a period. She's like, no, you my man. I need you to come with me. Where Quad, I think she loved Greg for what he could give her when they initially got together. And then once she got on Married to Medicine, she got a big head, she got her own money, and she couldn't stand Greg, and she just wanted out of the relationship. But not only did she want out, she wanted to slam him, dunk him on the way out. Now, I'm not saying Greg didn't do anything, because Greg paid his piece in the role too. But now he has turned a new leaf, and he's like, I just don't want to be around her because it's nothing good between us. So like, why do this, right? Especially because you don't know what you're going to get from Quad. It's like a box of chocolates. One day you want to hug me, the next day you backtrack and talk about I'm the devil.
Yeah.
Which one is it? So it's messy. You know, I don't know. And I think, you know, Dr. Heavenly, she does what she does for the show. She's messy. For you to bring, you know, ask for Apollo to be there. First of all, what do you want Phaedra to say? That's why Phaedra in the confession was like, I don't know, like, how is this going to go? Like, why are we even doing this? Like, I'm here. Why are you bringing, you know, Apollo on this trip? Now, all of a sudden, you so close to Apollo. If you were, before I even got here, Apollo Ben had a wife. Why? Before I even got here, wasn't you calling Apollo up to come on a couple trip with y'all? If it's that deep, and now you want to try to talk about, oh, you know everything, Dr. Heavenly, about marriage. So what do you really need to know from Phaedra talking about divorce, and because you've been divorced? I think she was just being straight up messy. It was just messiness, but you know, the little scenes of getting ready, it was cute.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel about that. I really think that these ladies, and we kind of see this later on in the episode, I think that these ladies were really bothered that Phaedra called them these bitches.
Yeah,
they was really, really bothered by that.
Pressed.
And they took pressed, honey. Yes, that's the perfect word. They was pressed by that. And they took any opportunity they could to pull Phaedra down, to make her look bad, to make her, you know, a villain, to make her seem like a bad, but they did everything they could. And all I'm gonna say is shout out to Phaedra from walking away from the situation and not allowing her anger to make a decision that could have cost her career yet again. And I feel like that's what happens with this reality TV. These people poke you and prime you, and then you end up doing something that you would not normally do in your regular everyday life. And I think Phaedra has learned her lesson from her first seasons of being on TV. And this was we're going to see that unfold in next week. But yes, because there was no reason for Apollo to be here at all. He's not married. Y'all love to say that you need to be married to medicine to be here.
Yep.
But then we're bringing people who are not married to medicine continuously.
That part.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah. No, you called that. I think you are 100% correct. It is messy.
Yeah.
It's messy. Yeah. But you're right. Once she said that about them, and you know, they want to say, they love to do the money thing too. Who got more money, or this one don't got more money than me? It just gets very messy, but they definitely you called that thing. Once she called them some bitch, child, they ain't had nothing for her after that.
Yeah.
Nothing. But yeah, you are correct.
Totally agree. So we land in Key West. We land in Key West. You know, Simone and Cecil have already gone ahead, you know, to kind of get things set up and prepared. The rest of the group, they land, they get there, you know, we get to the resort, they're chit-chatting outside, everybody's kind of welcoming everybody. Simone is welcoming King to the group, you know, trying to make him feel welcome. She's welcomed Steve and Mimi to the group, and then she has welcomed Greg, you know, to try to make Greg feel comfortable, because this is the first time that Greg, Sweet, Letitia, and King and Quad have been in the same, you know, group together, you know, kind of cohabitating together, if you may. So, you know, everybody was kind of welcoming everybody. You know, Simone talks about, you know, this is going to be a really positive trip. We're excited about it. We got assigned rooms. Heavenly goes around and greets everyone. She specifically greets Letitia. She gives her a hug and, you know, says, welcome, girl. Glad to have you. And then she goes and greets Contessa. And Contessa gets that smackdown that she's been waiting to give, okay? She grabbed up Heavenly and put her in a chokehold and laid her out, baby, okay? I said, lay her down to the ground, girl. Lay her down. And so everybody was, you know, oh, no, wait. But, you know, it was a nice joking moment between Heavenly and Contessa, you know, and that is how we are used to Heavenly and Contessa being a nice little banter sister relationship. And so it's kind of nice to see them trying to get back to that place, or at least trying to be cordial with one another to be in the same space, you know. So, you know, see, Simone said, listen, we're all going to meet up at 3:00 to have a little lunch. We'll come back together. Everybody go check out your rooms, have fun. So, you know, everyone goes to check out their rooms. It looks like Greg and Letitia had a pretty nice room in the senior citizen section. It looks like
he's so funny.
Those was Letitia words, not mine. Okay?
No, she did. She's so funny though.
We got Simone and Cecil are right above Toya and Eugene. So, you know, Toya is yelling outside and Eugene is like, listen, chick, they not the only ones here. We got people here having lunch. So they got to apologize to the guests. You know, everybody's Quad and King toured their room. You know, she seemed okay with what she got. You know, she said, Simone and Cecil said they was going to hook them up. So I guess that was the best hookup they could do. So everybody seemed pretty pleased with their rooms. So as we arrived to 3:00, we are headed out to the lunch table to kind of get started. At this lunch table, well, in the room, everybody is given a t-shirt. We first meet with Cecil, Simone, Steve, and Mimi, and they are on the team together. They have pink shirts and they are Team Goldfish, okay? So they're going to be working together and, you know, the up and coming things that are coming up, and we'll explain that in just a moment. So, you know, let me tell you, Steve came fly. You hear me? Louis Vuitton down from head to toe. He said, this is what I do. And he ain't worried about it. He got the real money, okay? So he can mess up the Louis Vuitton and be okay.
Listen, he gave $5,000 for whatever.
An ashtray.
An ashtray.
How you doing?
So he's good.
He good. He's straight. Okay.
He good.
Good. Okay. So they hit.
I told you gonna get wet. He said I'm good.
I'm straight. Listen, I got
this. What I do. He said this. What he do.
The check gonna clear.
Oh shoot.
So they are Team Goldfish. As everybody else is arriving, they're saying who their partners are. So we have Jackie and Curtis, who are paired up with Letitia and Gregory, and they are Team Snapper. Okay, I want to say they had on green, so they are Team Snapper. And so they are going to be working together in whatever events and competitions that are planned for the trip. We have Toya, Eugene, King, Toya, Eugene, Phaedra.
Yeah.
King and Quad. Yeah, that was the right group. Okay, sorry. So yes, Toya, Eugene, and then we have Phaedra, King, and Quad together. They are the Starfish group. Okay, so their t-shirts were pink. We have Contessa, Scott, Heavenly, or Dr. Damon. They're working together. They were
the Team Sharks was Contessa, Scott, yes. Heavenly, and Damon.
Mm-hmm.
The Goldfish was Simone, Cecil, Mimi, and Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Starfish was Quad, King, Toy, and Eugene. And then the Snappers were Phaedra, Sweet Tea, and Greg.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's what it was.
Sweet Tea and Greg, and they were with.
They were by themselves with the Snappers.
But wasn't they with Jackie and Curtis? Because who?
Oh, they was Jackie and Curtis. Jackie and Curtis. Yeah. Okay. That's why they had 5. They had 5.
Right. Yeah. Because Phaedra don't have a date yet.
Yeah. You know what, Roy? Let me tell you something before you continue. Let me tell you something. I'm not going on no couple trip single. That just don't make no sense. I would have had to sit that out. Or you know what? She should have just said, Dwight, come with me.
Oh my God! Yes.
Because everything
you know
else.
What? I don't think they would have allowed it because they're already pissed at Phaedra anyway. So I really think they wanted Phaedra to be there by herself anyways, especially for Apollo to show up. Yeah, this was all a setup. This was all a setup.
It was a setup, but I would have brought Dwight with me.
I would have too. Yeah, I would have flew him in. Come on, Dwight.
And he would, even if he would have been a surprise. Because let me tell you
something. What's the girl? Who gonna check me, boo?
Who gonna check me? And listen, you know, production would have went for it because production like a whole lot of shenanigans anyway. I would have been like Dwight.
That would have been a show.
That would have been a show. Yeah, I would have had Dwight come with me. That's it. That all. But I would have found somebody to come with me because I wouldn't have went there on my own. Especially, she knew better than we knew that these girls was not feeling her.
Yes.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think bringing Dwight would have been a great thing, but I think Phaedra already had kind of planned out what she was going to do anyways, because Phaedra ain't nobody stupid. So, as the ladies are getting prepared, the ladies are in their feelings, specifically Simone, Jackie, and Dr. Heavenly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so Simone wanted Phaedra to explain what she meant by these type of bees. Okay. She wanted to understand why you called them that and what do you mean we are? And so Phaedra said, well, in regards to my, conversation with these type of bees, it ain't unheard of for my words to be, those words. She said, you guys were saying that I wasn't doing my part and y'all wanted to raise 25,000. And so I said 100,000. And I wanted to let y'all know that you bees nor any other bees will stop me from writing any check that I normally do. She said, I do what I do and I do it well. And so Quad had to step in and say, well, I don't think, you understand because these ladies are educated. They are straight out of the White House, and they adorn in their glory. These are those type of bees. And they are unacceptable of you calling them bees. And so Phaedra was just like, well, it is what it is. Whatever. She didn't let her point go and they didn't let their point go. So going on from that, Simone and Heavenly went ahead and, welcomed everybody again, let them know that this was going to be a trip of everybody to kind of pair up with people that they have issues with, to work together, to hopefully come to a resolution and move forward. And so, there was really no real issues in the group, in my opinion, and Toya's, other than Contessa, Heavenly, and Letitia. They are the main ones with the issues. So Toya said, hey, let's go on and put Letitia, Contessa, and Heavenly in a room and let them have at it. And Heavenly said, well, listen, I appreciate your volunteering information, but we're not going to do that, okay? So, Simone, go ahead and, let the ladies know we have an event set up planned for us to do. So let's head on out to the water. There was a kayaking event and a surfboard event, I want to say it was. And so the people had to get out there and, pedal in the water, get a little something and put it in something, tag the other team. It was a time for a little game for everybody for the couples trip. And so we kind of end off the episode there, preparing us for next week and seeing the fallout of this whole couples trip. We see Apollo does arrive with Letitia fussing and Apollo trying to calm everybody down. We see that there's running across the beach. A possible fight is going to break out between two people. It's just going to be a hot mess, okay? Quad is telling it all, and King seemed like he was here for all of the mess. So we're going to see in episode 10, season 11 of Married to Medicine, what happens next. That was our recap of episode 9 from the White House to Key West. Your thoughts and opinions on those final couple of scenes?
The scene at the luncheon, like you said, I didn't catch it really till you said it. They've been pressed about what she said, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's not going to let you bees do whatever, right? So, I think it was tacky to ask her about that money at the table.
Yeah.
To start that up on a couple trip. And again, she's there solo pretty much, and y'all all coupled up. And then Quad, you cried about how they did you dirty on that last trip and you almost got kicked off the show. But how soon we forget, So now you're going to come back this season and you're going to be mean and nasty and dirty to people. And you said you didn't like how that felt to you, but now you're doing that to somebody else. I never understand when people do stuff like that. You know something happened to you and it doesn't feel good, but then you're going to turn around and do said thing to, you know, another person. Like, that's just bananas to me. It's just so crazy and it's very sad. So I didn't like that scene, but I think Phaedra is Phaedra and she handled it the best that she could. I do like the idea. I think the game and the teams was a very cute idea, and I giving out the shirts was cute. And listen, I'm not a big fan of water either, but I'm not a big fan of water because I can't swim and I ain't trying to drown. No, I cannot. Don't judge. No. And listen, and I
listen, and we don't judge.
Listen, and I made sure my kid can swim. Okay, I made sure.
Okay. Good. Look, maybe the kid will be able to pull you to safety.
Child. Okay. So yeah, so I, you know, but I thought the team, the water activity, I thought it was cute. I thought it was cool. I like the way they did the teams, because now you got a bond with somebody you was having, you know, because everybody likes to win, right? So now you got a bond with somebody, you know, that you was having a little beef with or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cute, right? But we are going to see that this thing the bubble is going to burst, so to speak. It's going to get messy, and I don't blame Phaedra. Like, you ain't going about to play on my name. I done did what I did. She did add to the show. They can say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, she definitely added to the show. But you know what? We're going to see how this goes. But you know, without her, because you know, if she leaves and Sweet Tea leaves, what they going to do? Because they not about that. You know, that one, the new that Steve, and he pretty tall too. They ain't about to play Steve and Mimi. So who they gonna pick on if, you know, those individuals leave? So it's interesting. The way it ended, child, next week is going to be next week. And we got to see Royaire when we going to maybe could squeeze in, because the reunion looks for Potomac is out. I don't mean to jump subjects, but the girls look like they slayed this shit. Yeah, with they did the darn thing.
After 9 seasons, I think we should have it right by now. So
like, what you ain't like, it took 9 seasons.
It's about time. It's about time, you know.
But they did slay.
Another decade, so hopefully, yes.
Wanda had to get locked up and arrested. I mean, you know, for y'all to get it right. But yeah, they did slay. So we may have to do a reunion look show.
Yes.
But yeah, but I mean, this was wild, this couple's trip. But you know what though? Simone and Cecil have never had a sane couple trip. They haven't. Yeah, it's very clear. Phaedra and Sweet Tea was such a say to this show. You ain't lying, Emmanuel. That's facts. That's facts. Yes, I am Handy B. I'm doing trending topics tonight. Yeah, that's facts. They resuscitated the show. That's a good word. I like that.
Resuscitated, and they rescued it because
yes, they did. Yeah. Yes, they did. They did.
So I don't know what direction we would have headed in if they had not added Letitia to the show.
That's
you know, we were over this drama with with Heavenly and Simone. Yeah. You know, Quad had not been there. We was over Contessa and Heavenly and they BS. Jackie don't have nothing with nobody. You know, what were we gonna do? What were we gonna talk about?
Right. So yeah, they in trouble. They in trouble. They should have played nice and made nice. Like, you got to do a little drama, but then pull back so the people can come back. But I heard Sweet Tea may not be even going to the reunion.
I heard that as well, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they have drugged this lady across the coast, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, she really didn't get a lot of scenes in with any of the other ladies, because to me, I mean, I really did not see any scenes with her and Jackie together. You know, any scenes with her and Heavenly, they were always bickering back and forth, arguing. You know, Simone was always trying to make a scene that in my opinion, make it seem like Letitia was the one in the wrong and she needs to fix that. No. Everybody has played a part, and I really think, in my opinion, the next stage and phase of this show is us really cracking down on Heavenly and getting Heavenly together. That's where we need to go. If we're not going to go there, I don't know what this next season is going to look like for us.
Yeah, well, I concur. I concur.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Because everybody has been dealt with except for Heavenly.
That's facts. That's facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was season 11, episode 9 of Married to Medicine, from the White House to Key West. As we close out, we like to give everybody an opportunity to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the best. Let us know what you rate this episode of Married to Medicine. Onto your final thoughts and opinions and your rating.
My rating,
mine's is low, so don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. Oh, Claire said a 5. Good gosh. You know what? You funny. I guess I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a 7. I give it a 7 because when they went to the White House in those tragic outfits, I'd like to die. I had secondhand embarrassment for them. You know, the little snippets I always love. And Toya and her family scenes is still in the show. Hands down. Toya and her family scenes is still in the show. And listen, I heard they bought house number, what's this, house number 3 or whatever?
3, yes.
Hey, keep buying it till you can get to keep one of them. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So I ain't mad at them. You know, keep buying, okay? Until you can keep one of them. But I love, oh my God, I love how her family scenes. I love the boys, and I love the way they're raising them. And listen, those 2 boys, they love their mother and their father. I love them. I love them. I love their family scenes. So
shout out to the Harris family. Yeah.
Shout out to the Harris family. You know, I play around with Toya, but I do love her. I do love her. And I love the scenes. And honestly, I'm happy that they got another house. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Shout out to Toya and Eugene and the Harris family. It is definitely modern day love, modern day family. Yeah. You know, they are doing the darn thing. You know, they to me seem like one of those relationships. As long as we wake up in the morning together, and as long as we go down together, we good. And I love that about them. Overall, this episode, it was a 6 for me. I didn't get anything out of the White House visit. I really didn't get, you know, anything. Nothing was giving to me in this episode. You know, inviting Apollo to this event, you know, it was just like, okay, you know,
dirty.
It was dirty. It was very dirty, very messy. You know, yeah. It was a 6 for me. It was a 6 for me.
Yeah.
So let's see. Claire is giving it a 5. Kay is giving it a 6.5. Lexi is giving it a 7.5. Emmanuel is giving it a 6. Precious is giving it a 7. Tara is giving it a 6.5. Janet said it was a 7. I just can't take Heavenly. Yeah, Heavenly.
Yeah. It's too much. And wait, Claire said her whole 5. She only gave it a 5 for the Harris family.
Shout out to the Harrises, okay?
Shout out to the Harrises, okay? They got that whole 5. I hear you, boo.
Yes. Yeah, you haven't watched it yet. Well, yeah, go catch it. Listen, you can catch up on all the replays on Peacock. Get you a Peacock account if you don't have one. If you do, you can catch the replays. And you know, that is season 11, episode 9 of Married to Medicine. From the White House to Key West. What a mess. What a mess. So we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. I did not say earlier, we were live on both channels. So if you have not hit the like button on Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, make sure you go over there, subscribe, and hit the like button. And if you haven't done so on Royaire's World, make sure you go over to Royaire's World, hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. We have recapped Real Housewives of Potomac this past Monday. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and rewatch that and hit the like button. We've recapped a couple of other shows too. We have recapped the Braxtons, which was amazing. Oh, girl, did you see Ashley Braxton on Tamar's show?
No, what's she saying?
Okay, we got to talk about that.
Right.
Yeah, so we've recapped the Braxtons, we've recapped Tia's show, we have been recapping, like I said, Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. So support our channel. Make sure you like those videos. Make sure you subscribe and your notification bells on all. Diva, did you see the release of the trailer for Atlanta?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Not Kenya Moore twirled the hell.
Girl,
you see how dirty the people get? 1 minute they for you, the next minute they not.
Turning you down, baby. Tear you down.
Now she done twirled the hell.
And it looks like they should have gave a peach to Cynthia because Cynthia was all up in this trailer. I was like, okay, Cynthia, we see you, girl. Go you. We see each other. Okay. Yes, we got to do a recap on that. We need to do a recap on that. We need to do a recap on the looks for Real Housewives of Potomac because the ladies came through and slayed. So we're looking forward to that. I know we've got one more episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, so we will be recapping that on Monday. And then I think we should drop the link on Monday. Let the people come in and hear how they felt about the season. So join us on Monday for recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. We will be dropping the link so that you all can come up and share your thoughts and opinions on this season as we prepare for the reunion. We'll be back as well next Tuesday for our recap of Married to Medicine, episode 10. Phaedra said, I don't play Mean Girls like this. She don't do that. So have a good day for Jackie. She's good, okay? Because her check's clear. Do y'all's? Period. Join Diva tonight on Trending Topics about 8:30. Turn on your notification bells on both channels. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. Anything else?
That's everything.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and your notification bells on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Royaire's World.